You're not gonna believe this. As I'm going through the bullet points for this video, my everyday carry photography essentials, there's one item that I've been using for over 10 years. Well, 12, 13 years to be exact. And that is just insane. I think the longest gear that I ever held on, maybe the 50 Nifty, the EF version from Canon, it's broken already. And the next one would be maybe the EF85. As my photography progressed over the years, I rarely use the 85 anymore. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic lens and also great focal length. It's just not something I gravitate towards all the time now. And if you're a long-term audience of this channel, you'll know that I always have a Ricoh inside my pocket. I actually did a little dress up for this camera, which is something I rarely do, but here we go. Now I have a flash, I have a cap, and let's just go through this real quick because this is something I carry every day inside my pocket. Sometimes with the flash, sometimes without, depending on how big my pants pocket is. I have a couple pants, mostly jeans, where the pocket is just not as wide. So the flash kind of digs into like, it's just not comfortable. That's when I really kind of wish I got the smaller flash from Ricoh. But whenever I look at the price, I'm like, I'll just stick with this one. And if I'm putting this camera inside my pocket, I'll have this lens cap on this camera all the time. By the way, all of these accessories that I'll be mentioning today is gonna be in the description if you're interested. And there's something that I still haven't done since my last video. I mentioned it in the last video that I'll be doing it soon, but I still haven't. It's one of those peak design anchor that I looped on my Ricoh 3 here on top here. However, I just haven't had the time. I've been procrastinating to put this on because I know it took me forever to put this on. Like, so I know it's really hard, it takes a long time, and I have just been procrastinating. So yeah, I don't have one on here yet. And I really should, because it's a lot safer if I'm using the camera with the wrist strap. And that leads to the next thing, which is the wrist strap that I have for years, which is the Peak Design wrist strap. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I always gravitate towards a wrist strap instead of like an actual camera neck strap. And the reason being is because I just find it useful if I have the camera on my wrist, either for Ricoh, like small camera like this, or even like with a big camera. It's the same idea. Or if I have the camera so close to me, I'll be thinking about shots like photos I've been looking and just really paying attention on my surroundings. And that just like minimize all the frictions between like me trying to look for shots and then picking up the camera and take the shots. For me, I find that if I had the camera strap or maybe if the camera is in my bag, then I'm like thinking, oh, should I grab my camera for the shot? Instead, if I have the wrist strap and the camera in my hand already, I just like second nature. Pull out the camera and then just take the shot. It's more like an intuition thing. That's why I always prefer using a wrist strap. Now, if the Ricoh GR4 is not inside my pocket, then usually what I have is I'll bring this little square hood and just attach it in front of my Ricoh GR4. What this does is that it has a filter in front of the hood. This is the mist filter. And personally, I just think this looks good and cool. By the way, thanks for all of you who commented in my last accessory video about there's actually a company called Square Hood. This one's actually from Freewell. I think they're both about the same, around the same price. But since I got this one already, it doesn't really make sense for me to get another one. And yeah, some of you guys asked about like if this Square Hood from Freewell is bigger or thicker compared to the Square Hood. Honestly, I'm a bit indifferent about it because it seems like the size is not going to be pocket friendly anymore. And since I got this already, it just doesn't make sense for me financially to get that one. So yeah, if any one of you who's watching and if you have the Square Hood from Freewell or the Square Hood from Square Hood, let me know in the comment section if you know which one is bigger or thicker or I guess better in build quality. But if I ever want to have like a mist filter with my camera, with the Ricoh, then I'll go with this one. Square Hood looks good in my opinion, and yeah, I just have this all together as a combo, and obviously this is not going to fit inside my pocket, and that's where the camera bag comes in, a messenger bag, if you will. And the bag I always go back to is this messenger bag from Billingham. And I just looked it up. I've been using this bag for over 10 years now, which is insane. I tried different camera bags before, like in between messenger, sling, and just big, small, but this is the one that I always come back to. Not because it's the most functional, not because this is like the most lightweight bag. Actually, it's not. And there's a newer version of this bag already. However, if I'm bringing the Ricoh with like extra batteries and small accessories and all these like, you know, hoods, and this is the bag that I put all these tiny small accessories inside the bag. But yeah, essentially this is a very simple camera bag. This is where you can have like different dividers here. In the back, there's like space for your laptop. Not exactly the best idea because it's not protected. Whenever I put my laptop in here, I always have to be super careful because like the bag over here, this is like super thin, and if it hits the ground, then yeah, your laptop will be busted. However, the newer version of this has a laptop compartment, and there's two big pockets in the front, like just a dump pocket. You can put whatever inside, and there is also a zipper pouch at the back of the camera. And no, the zipper is not waterproof. However, it has this like top layer, so it kind of like repelled the water from getting through like inside the zipper pocket. Now inside this Billingham messenger bag, I also carry other cameras, not just my Ricoh GR4, and that is the Pocket 3, which I've been using for like the longest time now, ever since it came out. These two are probably the best small everyday camera to capture your life, or even when you're traveling abroad and just like you don't want to carry all your gear, just have these two tiny ones and you'll be able to cover both videos and photos. Now by carrying the Pocket 3, it also allows me to capture like behind the scenes of the shoots or like just life in general here and there whenever I see fit. Now obviously I also carry the DJI microphone here as well. Having the messenger bag also allowed me to like just test out different gear, lenses, or camera, basically whatever tech or photography accessories that I want to try in general. And for example, the most recent lens that I've been falling in love with is the Canon 45mm. This one is f1.2, and I'm just blown away by this lens and the price point. Now there's a lot of controversial like talk about this lens, like, you know, this is not the sharpest glass, it's not the best image that you can find with Canon lenses, obviously, but like just look at the price point. Overall, this lens is just hard to beat in my opinion, and I always have the mist filter in front of this lens. Well, not always, but most of the time. And because having the messenger bag allows me to bring other gears, and I find it very, very nice to have this two combos, just like 28 and now 45 is almost like a 50. And I find these two focal lengths to be able to complement each other very well. And most of the time I'll have the 45mm on the Canon R5 Mark II. And on top of that, I sometimes also carry, well, pretty much all the time now, it just lives inside the Billingham bag, is this external flash. Now this external flash is from Godox, and it's kind of like the one here on top of the Ricoh. However, this one's for Canon, and this flash has just been phenomenal, and the output is so much stronger like compared to this tiny little flash here. Now as you see, this external flash is a bit on the short side, so I can't really use like a bigger lens with this flash. However, the 45 fits perfectly. It's not gonna have any shadows whenever I'm using this flash. And I can also detach this and use it as like off-camera flash if I ever need to use it. This is just overall a very, very nice kit to have because it's so small too and compact. Now last but not least, I always carry a traveler's notebook and a fountain pen inside the Billingham bag. This is just something for me to capture like different memories, ideas, and just whatever comes into my mind, and I just jot down here. Just a little bullet journal method that I've been using throughout the year, and it's been great so far. Now I do plan on expanding this little notebook because I have like other ideas that I want to throw in here, but I've been just really enjoying like just using a small notebook like this. Especially I can like change inserts or add inserts in here, so the cover doesn't change and the cover just kind of like grow with you too, like all the scratches here and there. And you're also able to customize the inserts however you like. This has been a great staple for me to just document my life like mentally. These are like videos, photos, but this one is like whatever that's inside my head. And personally, I find that to be way more important than anything else. Like your mental health is just so important nowadays. And the pen that I use with this notebook is just like a fountain pen from Pilot. Put this pen on a notebook, usually I just strap this, and then with the pen here, it's not the best idea. It's been like this for a very long time now. But overall, it's actually not too bad. I've been trying to put off on getting extra accessory on these. And this fountain pen, I just love this fountain pen. But there's a couple reasons for this. One, because this pen is so darn good. And I have like the fine nib on here. And it writes so well. And the second reason is that I'm kind of afraid to go inside that fountain pen rabbit hole. Like, I don't know if I can stop myself once I'm into it. Like, if I start looking for other fountain pens and I'm like, oh my god, I need to get this and that, and then maybe like a smaller one that fits here, and it's like a never-ending cycle. And overall, I just feel like I'm mentally prepared for like camera gear. I don't know if I'm ready for a fountain pen, because oh my goodness, yeah, I don't know, not yet, just not yet. I'm not ready yet. So it's just something that I've been trying to hold off and not trying to touch. Anyhow, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I didn't even touch about the big notebook here. Like, this is big traveler's notebook, small traveler's notebook. Like, serve different things, but usually I carry this every day with me. And this one's kind of like just, you know, at home, at the office, on the desk, and where I consolidate everything in here. The big brain, and this is like scatterbrain. Yeah, so almost 13 years with this bad boy here. I never would have thought, like, it's not the best one. It's also quite not exactly light in my opinion, but at the same time it looks so good. Like, my goodness, just look at this. I feel like the best thing about this bag is that I can just open this and then grab my camera. It's just super easy and intuitive, and then I can just like throw it away and then just goes down. However, it's not the most comfortable bag ever, because like if I have my laptop, everything, notebook, cameras, and it becomes like quite heavy. And the strap here, like it's not padded, and I think they do sell like pads for straps. However, I don't have it. One of those is probably like very expensive too. So yeah, but so far I just haven't really found a camera bag that I really enjoy using or love, or maybe this will change someday. And there's also no luggage pass-through. That's the biggest downside, I believe. Like nowadays, a lot of bag, well, most of the bag nowadays has like a luggage pass-through, but this one doesn't. However, the new version does have the luggage pass-through. So great. I'm just like slowly convincing myself to get the new version. Not the best idea for these kind of videos. Yeah. Gas is a thing, and we all suffer from it. I do too. I'm getting better, though, slowly.